In 1991, I was a happy psychologist teaching parents of declinants how to be better parents. A few years before that, I had been hired at the Oakland County Juvenile Court in metropolitan Detroit to develop a parent training program. Creating that new program was a satisfying experience, and it allowed me to develop my own ideas about how to parent difficult adolescents. With my role as a teacher came the enjoyment of helping parents improve their skills. However, the chief of psychological clinic of the juvenile court came to me one day and offered me the chance to take over a new job, running treatment groups with adolescent delinquents. I did not jump at the chance, and I spent several days thinking about it and what would I be giving up. As I discussed this offer with my wife, Ellen, we both were aware that shifting from a job I so truly enjoyed to one that had trouble written all over it would not be easy to do. Ellen advised me to turn it down. I felt comfortable and safe teaching parents. Why, at this time in my career, should I give up? Should I give that up and instead deal with defiant, resistant and oppositional kids? I couldn't think of a good reason at the time, but a voice deep down inside me told me that if I was this comfortable with parents, and if I feared going into the trenches with the troubled teenagers, then I really ought to do it. So I did. Later, one of my rationalizations for such an irrational decision had to do with my comfort with teaching parents to use better discipline skill. Because of my own children were all already adults, I wonder at times if I was giving parents the best possible advice about disciplining tough teens. I needed to confirm for myself that the discipline methods that I advised parents to use with difficult kids really would work. The result has been exhilarating, challenging experience that has taught me a great deal about the difficulties and the satisfaction of working with delinquent adolescents. Some of what I have learned from work with oppositional children I wrote about in my book. Children who say no when you want them to say yes. 6 Steps is a continuation of my effort to communicate to parents that what I have learned about dealing with tough kids. I knew before taking on the group treatment assignment that traditional group therapy techniques do not bring about change in delinquents. Tough teens do not respond well to sitting around talking about feelings and to efforts to try to help them develop insight. The research at the time indicated that a social skills approach would have many difficult teenagers to learn to deal better with their anger, their impulsivity, and their tendency to resolve conflicts in violent ways. It is clear that too many teenagers in 1990s, both in and out of the judicial system, lack the social skills to handle their feelings and their interactions with others in peaceful, appropriate ways. When I became adept at teaching social skills to the teenagers in my groups, I wanted to pass on this knowledge to parents, the people who need specialized help the most. This book is an explanation of how you can teach your teen to social skills. He or she needs to be a kid you can be proud of. Let's use two kids, Nick Collins and Kelly Kulick, as examples. Throughout this book, I have used real stories, but have changed all the names for privacy. Nick Collins gets bored easily at school. A 13-year-old who has always had difficulty concentrating and dealing with his restlessness. Nick also has trouble handling his anger. His mother, a single parent, says Nick is basically a good boy. However, Dorothy Collins says, Nick has got to learn not to get so angry. That's his biggest problem. Nick gets mad at the teacher and he gets up and walks out of his class. Then he gets sent to the police or suspended, and then the school is calling me. I try to punish him, but what am I supposed to do? If Nick's mother sees his difficulties as a discipline or behavior problem, she will continue to try punishment or other corrective action to bring about change in his behavior. By turning to a traditional notion of discipline to handle Nick's problem, she runs the risk of never focusing on real difficulty Nick has, and he may continue to have social problems much of his life. My daughter, Kelly, has been headstrong since the day she was born, reports Deborah Kulick, the mother of 16-year-old Kelly. If she wants to do something, she keeps asking and pleading to do it until I give in. I know I shouldn't give in, but I can't handle her anger and the temper tantrums she throws. It's just not worth it. At school, Kelly gets mad easily with other kids. When she's mad, she flies into rages, at which time she often physically attacks the other person. She swears, scratches, bites, or pushes anyone who crosses her. At these times, Deborah has always had concern about Kelly's anger. Maybe she has thought she should have punished Kelly more in order to have taught her to control herself better. Like Dorothy Collins, Deborah can either view Kelly's behavior as requiring corrective discipline, or she can see it as a special opportunity to teach Kelly. If Deborah reframes Kelly's anger and frustration as golden opportunities to teach her better anger control, she can help Kelly learn important social skills that will last a lifetime. Over the past several years, as I have worked with more difficult children and teens along with their parents, I have come to realize that parents rely too much on punishment and too little on teaching kids what they need to know. Most difficult and troubled teens, the ones who fight, steal, get in trouble with the police, are truant from school and have little regard for the rights of others. Are kids who typically lack social skills, even though it may appear at first glance that the problems of Kelly and Nick are not at all similar. They are. It is true that Kelly's problem involved fight with peers and her mother, whereas Nick's trouble occurs mostly at schools. It is also true that Nick's problems involved poor relations with teachers, and that Kelly's problem have as much to do with poor impulse control as with difficulty calming herself when frustrated or angry. Yet Because both of these teenager problems involve relationships with other people. They are called social skills problems or social skills deficits. When children and teens fail to develop good social skills, they are likely to be unhappy because they experience rejection, are alienated from peers and potential friends, and lack the ability to manage emotions or to adroitly handle interpersonal conflict. Social skills are the ability to be competent in dealing with others. Social competence involves judgment in interpersonal relations, emotional control, and an understanding of what is appropriate social behavior. Many of the teenagers I work with in the group treatment know what is right and appropriate social behavior, but they are either unable to or unwilling to act on that knowledge. Some, of course, are seemingly clueless about how they present themselves to people or how others react to them. When a child has the ability to see himself the way others see him, he can adjust his behavior so he is more accepted and a better friend. In addition, this kind of child can learn from his social mistakes so that his relationships with other people remain rather stable or even improve. Many kids are born with temperaments that predispose them to more difficulty becoming socially skilled. For these children especially, it is extremely important that they learn social skills as early as possible. Research shows that social adjustment is an important part of growing up. When children are not popular or accepted by their peers, they tend to struggle in many areas of their lives. Studies clearly demonstrated that children who are not accepted by others not only have more interpersonal problems than their more popular or better accepted peers, but also have more learning and achievement problems. It is never too late for adolescents to learn to be social adept, but it takes patience and some specialized knowledge to teach them the social skills they need to be more successful. My experience with hundreds of adolescents tell me that although social skills problems often start early in life and typically lead to chronic difficulties in getting along with others, they are not unchangeable. The problem is that less than half of the teens with social skills problems are identified and helped at an early age. When you understand that your teen has social skills problem, you are in much better position to help her make important changes in her life. You have the power to do it, because other studies show that teenagers are not at the end of development. They can still learn and develop social skills. Most adolescents are still trying to establish a unique identity, and while they are trying to figure out who they are, teens can readily learn new social skills and put them to practical use. The social skills training you can provide, which will emphasize self-expression in socially acceptable ways, leading to important benefits for your teenager. Among those benefits are an enhanced self-concept, better self-esteem, an improved ability to control his own destiny, and the ability to resist negative influences. Because teens can understand and empathize with others, close and intimate relationships are fraught with difficulty and misunderstanding. Because they can't handle anger well, they blow up easily. get angry often, and let a bad temper or angry outbursts control their lives, their jobs, and their relationships. Because they are frequently aggressive, they often cannot resolve conflicts in a peaceful ways. They drive others away and have no ready resources for settling conflicts and disputes. Not only do these circumstances cause headache, they also lead to frequent changes in relationships, jobs, or in extreme cases, brushes with the law. A socially intelligent adolescent is one who can get along with others, has the ability to monitor his or her own behavior, is able to stay calm when upset or angry, and knows how to successfully solve conflicts. Wouldn't you like your child to fit that description? He or she can. Your family serves as the important training center for your teen to learn social and emotional intelligence. You shaped the behavior of your teen. It is in your home that your child is trained to respond to others, to manage anger, to control impulsivity, and to deal with authority. My work with many families has confirmed that how everyone in your family gets along with one another and how you give rewards and praise have to determine whether your teenager will be successful in interpersonal skills. Also, it is within your family that your adolescent will learn the skills that teach him to keep anger under control and to solve problems in appropriate ways. Specifically, the most important factors in how your teen develops emotional intelligence have to do with how you handle guidance and discipline. Your teen will develop good social skills if you are consistent in your handling of discipline. If you avoid using harsh punishment, if you set limits, if you reward acceptable behaviors, if you seldom use threats, and if you rarely give it to stubborn behavior. When you handle discipline and guidance in this way, there is a greater opportunity for your teen to become adept at solving problems without resorting to anger and aggressions in her personal relationships. How you use the suggestions and activities I recommend could spell the difference between success and failure in your child's life, as well as between harmony and chaos in your home. It has to begin early in life, but this doesn't mean that you can't teach social skills to your child at later age. Most people can learn to improve their social skills throughout childhood and adolescence, so don't give up on your child. You can take advantage of what I call golden opportunities to make a serious impact on your child at any age. Chapter 1 will help you determine whether you need to be concerned about your teen, then tell you what you need to know in order to be a skilled teacher of emotional intelligence to your adolescents. Chapter 2 through 8 will give you the tools to teach your adolescents to be more highly skilled in international relationships. I am convinced, based on my work with families and with difficult teenagers, that knowing how and when to teach social skills makes all the difference. But part of your ability to be an effective teacher will depend on your attitude and your willingness to recognize and capitalize on the opportunities available to you. As you read on, you will discover how to look for and even create these opportunities, how to understand and model social skills in your own life to benefit your children, and how to best teach the skills your adolescent will need in order to be successful in life.